Hi, this is Herschel Gordon Lewis, and you are listening to withoutyourhead.com.
All right, we are back, and we're joined by Melissa Bacelar. Welcome to Without Your Head.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Good, except for I'm wet.
Please explain.
I'm in LA and it's raining. Oh, you're wet because of what, your coffee?
Yes. We called Melissa up.
Explain that one, Bill.
And I picked up my blueberry cobbler coffee, and the handle just snapped right off.
See, blueberry coffee just is not something you should be drinking. That's it.
Yep. Lots of coffee are trying to protect you from that, Bill.
Be happy.
Oh, I'm going to have to take a picture of this. In case no one believes me. I'll let everybody know that your new movie that's out, and we've all seen, is Pink Eye.
Cool. Yep, we did the premiere last week. If anybody wants to Google Melissa Bacelar Pink Eye premiere, you'll see the very interesting dress that I wore. It's getting all kinds of press. I think it's really funny. The dress is getting more press than the movie is, so that's always good. That's always good. But, Pink Eye's out, and it's this great horror film about an insane asylum where the doctors are doing testing and making the patients really strong, and one of them escapes and kidnaps me, and I'm basically tied to a bed for most of the movie, which was really fun. And that's basically Pink Eye. And we shot it in upstate New York.
Where can you get a copy?
Right now, to get a copy, you can't get a copy. There was a screening in LA, and right now we're talking to some distributors, but there will be updates on my website, so you can go to melissabacelar.com, and as soon as we know who will be distributing it, then it'll be easier to find.
We'll have the link up on the website, too. So
awesome.
Yeah, if anybody can't spell, you can just click on the link.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard one. So, Bacelar.
I loved all the scenes that was filmed within the asylum. Was that like a real set? Was that a real asylum of some sort?
It was a real asylum, and it was totally creepy because they have one floor of this asylum that is not used anymore. And we went in there, and when they said that, like it's a not used floor, you think, all right, well, it's still going to be clean. I mean, it's a hospital. No. First of all, we had to show up at 7 a.m., totally tight security. Like, you had to give them your IDs, and you couldn't get the IDs back till you left, and they had to check you out, make sure you didn't have, like, guns or strapped to you or anything, you know. We couldn't leave. Like, they locked us on the floor, and we couldn't leave till 7 p.m. We couldn't even leave to get food or anything. Like, that was it. We had to get all our equipment, go up there, and then just be locked up there. And you can hear on the floor all of the calls throughout the hospital. So, like, if a patient was doing something crazy on one of the other floors, like, we would hear it. It was insane. And then the floor was, it was creepy. Like, it was a horror movie without even starting to film the horror movie. There were cobwebs and dirt, and I won't even go into, like, what was on the walls in the bathroom. It smelled bad. I mean, it was like, I didn't want to sit anywhere. I mean, it was, like, really, really gross. And there's parts where I'm actually being dragged across the floor, and, like, the director, like, was like, I feel so bad, like, because I'm wearing shorts throughout the whole movie, which, that's a whole nother story, but, they had to drag me along this floor, and, like, somebody had to go and, like, mop it off before they would drag me, because there was that much, like, grime on the floor. It was so gross. So gross. But it was a working asylum.
Since it was an unused, portion of the asylum, was there any stories about it, like that it was haunted or anything like that?
No one would really even talk to us about it, but so I mean, I don't know if it was haunted, but there were some creepy things. Like, there were paintings on the wall that the patients had made, and everything about it was just creepy. I mean, the smell was creepy, the lights were creepy, the radiators were drippy and creaky and just dark, and so, there were bars all over the windows, and the windows were, like, broken through the bars, and it just was, like, the most, I can't even describe the smell. I mean, it was just so weird being up there. I'm being locked in there, and we were, like, joking around, like, Could you imagine if all of a sudden one of the calls, because it was the 8th floor, I believe, like if one of the calls were like, patient escape going to the 8th floor, and like the doors open, and like all these like people start running in. Like it was just so strange, like the whole experience.
Did that like make it easier to get into the like the role for the movie?
Oh yeah, I mean, you were scared, and the lead actor was just so amazing. I mean, his voice alone and the special effects, his makeup and everything. I mean, he literally was so creepy that when he would be touching me, cause I'm tied to a bed and he's kind of touching me, and I was really freaked out. I remember at one point he had this like gel, like glycerin gel, like dripping from his ear. Totally, what's that movie called? There's Something About Mary. Like Ben Stiller. No. It was clear though. It wasn't white. He was just like stuff dripping from his ear, and I'm like tied to the bed, and I'm just looking at this stuff dripping from his ear, like, oh my god, like it was gonna drip on me, you know? Oh, it was so like everything about filming that movie was just weird and creepy. And then this isn't a joke even. The guy who played the lead in the movie, Joshua James, was actually killed on Christmas Eve.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, and we don't know much about it. We've been trying to find out, like, what happened to him. But that was his first major role in a film, and his fiancé called us and let us know, and we were just, the movie's obviously a memory of him, and we don't know many details right now, but, I mean, just, like, everything about the movie kind of just is really strange, and that was just another strange thing that happened. So
did he play Edgar, or did he play
He played Edgar, yeah. The guy that played Edgar. That voice.
Yeah, he had such a great voice.
I know. Because I'm in LA, and the writer is in New York, and he cast it. And what he would do is when they would have like 3 or 4 people that they wanted to cast, he would send me those last 3 or 4 people, like the top choices. And hands down, like when I saw Joshua James' audition, I was like, I don't care. That is Edgar, like that voice alone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he was just an awesome actor, and he did such a good job with that role. So,
have you been happy with the reception so far from the fans?
I think the fans actually liked it. Like when we did the premiere, it's really funny because you make these horror films and you think that they're really scary and all this stuff, and we did the premiere in LA, and LA fans and New York fans are so much different. We premiered it in New York, and the audience was like very like frightened and scared, and just they liked it a lot, but they were just scared. We did it in LA, people were laughing hysterically through the whole movie. Hysterically. Like, I mean, standing up and clapping, like, at the different effects and everything, but they were laughing. And I'm like, I'm standing in the back, like, what the fuck am I laughing? Like, why are you laughing at? Like, I don't know what's going on. But, everybody enjoyed it and liked it, so I am happy with that. But it was just so strange to see the 2 different coasts and how, people just react to it differently.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's just how they react to, kind of horror movies? Some places they laugh at the gore scenes.
I was trying to figure it out, and I don't know. I don't know why. Like, I think it's just more of the entertainment thing. Like in LA, when you go to a premiere, everything's like super pretentious and super like, what are you wearing? And we made our premiere really fun. Like we had Bob Mitchell, who was one of the original silent movie theater organists from 1912. He started playing, and he's like 98 years old. He played organ music like as people were being seated, and we actually had like 12 guys. It was amazing. I mean, the theater was just pulsating like with this organ music, so it got kind of everybody in the mood. And then we had 12 guys dressed up as Edgars, and they were kind of seated in the audience, and they were scaring people like before everything started, and we had girls with masks on that were all wearing these like sexy little outfits, but they were like in a car wreck or something. And we had Boneyard Effects, which is a great special effects company here in LA, do their makeup, and he just did an amazing job. And so they were posing with people as they walked in, and the stars that were on the red carpet they were posing with. So I mean, the whole feel before the movie even started was just really fun and lively. And then the woman who announced the movie ends up getting killed on stage and being carried off by one of the Edgars, and I kind of make a joke about how she was giving me some criticism on the movie before it started, so I hope no one else does, kind of thing. And then we ended it with this huge haunted house in the back and just lots of alcohol and food, and so it was just a fun vibe. So I think people were kind of in the mood to just have a good time, and maybe that's why they were laughing. I'm not sure. I threw a good party. What can I say?
There you go.
I don't know.
You think people are happy to see, when movies have, real special effects and not, CGI?
I'm sorry, repeat that one?
Do you think that people are happy, horror movie fans are happy when they get to see a movie that has, real special effects, not like the CGI special effects?
Totally, and you could tell the difference,
Oh, yeah.
I just think, just real special effects are nothing like it, especially when they're done well. Because, there's the difference in, a trauma film where it's supposed to look kind of goofy and fake,
right.
and then a horror film where you really want it to look real and amazing. And I think that a lot of the special effects, the guy who did the special effects for Pink Eye, it's Monsters in My Closet, Jeremy Schoenfriend.
Oh,
yeah, he's awesome. I mean, the opening scene, one of the opening scenes, one of the first big effects, there's actually a woman ripping her eyeballs out.
Mm-hmm.
And
that had me hooked right from the get.
Right, I know.
That I was like, woo-hoo.
Let me tell you, I was standing in that room when that effect was taking place. So I watched it. I was like, oh, this is cool. And when I saw it, they sent me the movie and I'm watching it on my TV. When that started happening, I actually closed my eyes. I'm like, oh, this is, and I'm sitting there and my boyfriend's looking at me like, weren't you there? What's wrong with you? And I'm like, dude, it looks so real. It's terrible. Oh my God.
And they stay on it a little longer than in a normal movie, which I think adds to it. It kind of reminded me of something from a Herschel Gordon Lewis movie.
I was just thinking the same thing, Neil. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We could
we want to
Beast or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was that effect alone. I mean, that's obviously one of my favorite effects from the film. But it's just that people were laughing at that in LA. I was like, it's not funny. She's ripping out her eyes.
I'm sure you didn't show the movie to the people in the asylum, maybe.
Oh well, maybe they were laughing at the people running through the hallways no. Yeah, that's always funny. I mean, horror films, I think when you have an appreciation for independent horror, you find the amusement in them,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. We got a call here. We got Santo.
Well, ¿qué pasa?
Santo.
Hey, first of all, I like to say I love the dress.
Oh, thank you. I told you.
Very good on you.
Yeah, they've been posting they've been posting the links to the dress in the chat room during the show here.
I had a mild stroke when I saw that.
I bet you did, please.
I did indeed.
I need to ask one question. How is working in the movie, the Toxic Avenger, the Lloyd Kaufman movie? How was
oh man, that was the first horror film that I ever did, actually. And Lloyd is it was so funny because I didn't know much about trauma. I just sort of got the role in the film, and I was really young, and I was like, oh, all right, cool, whatever. And I get to set, and everybody's like, oh, Lloyd's coming. And he's just such an icon. And when he walks in and starts talking, and he's totally off the wall and crazy and really nice and obviously really talented, but I got why people just loved him so much. And you go to a trauma set and there's 50 18-year-olds that are sleeping in rugs literally on the floor of the building that they're filming at, and they're not eating anything and they're not drinking anything, and they're just working for free just because they love Lloyd. And he walks in, and just the energy in the room just is insane. And he just has a vision in his mind, and no one's going to change it, And it made me love horror, just seeing how much everybody was so dedicated to the project just because of him. And it was really fun. Working with Lloyd was an experience. And I'm actually interviewing him for a talk show that I'm filming right now next Wednesday, so I'll be happy to see him again.
That's called The Scream.
The Scream, yes.
And where can we listen to that?
Well, originally, we have a website up right now called thescreamshow.com, and there was a small clip on it, but I don't know if the director took it down because now we're in talks with a few networks that actually want to put it on air. But it's a horror talk show, and I'm the host, and I live in this, like, awesome lair, and I just get to talk to horror icons and up-and-coming actors, and we do clips from independent films as well as studio films. We go to different red carpets and events and conventions and sort of interview, like, people on the street. Heidi Martinuzzi is my co-host, she's a horror writer. Mm-hmm. She has a website called PrettyScary.com, and we have a resident zombie and just all kinds of stuff. So we're interviewing Lloyd next week and Erwin Keyes and Trent Haga and just like a bunch of really cool people. Krista Campbell. So I'm pretty excited.
That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really fun to get a bunch of people that like talking about the same thing in a room and in a lair and with costumes and effects, and it's just going to be a really great show. And we have a Scream Baby tweak that gets killed, and then I make out with her because, you know, as any good horror show, there has to be two chicks making out for absolutely no reason.
Right.
You know, so it should be fun for all. As soon as it should be out like in February, so I will keep everyone posted on that too.
I think that hooked Santo from the laugh I heard. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to talk to you and hope you have a great career and hope one day you come down to New Orleans and make a...
email me through my website anytime. I answer all my own emails, so...
All right, great. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Adios.
Now this lair, is it a set or is it like your actual lair?
Oh, it's a set. But it is my actual lair now.
You've moved
yeah,
now.
It's awesome. Like, it was so funny because when you have these ideas, and I sort of created the show with my boyfriend and with some friends of ours, and we've been talking about it for like a year, and when you actually see it kind of come alive in front of you, you're like, holy cow, you know, it's insane. Like, I walked onto the set the other day, and I'm like, this is my lair. I cannot believe this. So it's been an interesting year.
Awesome. You said when you were doing the movie with for Trauma, like you decided you loved horror. Were you always a horror movie fan before that?
No, not at all. I not that I wasn't a fan. I just didn't watch a lot of it. It just never was something that, I don't know, I even really thought about. And one of my really good friends, Joshua Nelson, who wrote Pink Eye, he's been an insane horror fan since he was like 4 years old. And he saw the audition for The Toxic Avenger, and he's like, you have to audition for this. And I'm like, all right, what is it? You know, I had no idea. And he's like, oh, just please, just put on like a pair of vinyl shorts or something and audition, you'll book the role, I promise you. Which is basically true of Trauma Film. So I went in, I auditioned, and I did the movie, and it was really fun. And I, at the time, was working on One Life to Live, which is a soap on Channel 7. Right. So, like, the difference between that and, like, a trauma film, like, you know, you're like, what's going on? Like, I had no idea. And then after we shot the film, I think it was, like, right before Chiller in New Jersey and the Chiller Convention. Mm-hmm. And Lloyd called me, or somebody from Trauma called me, and they were like, hey, do you want to come help out at the Chiller Convention? And I'm like, all right. And at that point, I just got hooked because I just kind of walked around and I got a bunch of independent films and I started watching them, and the difference between an independent film and like a studio film or doing a TV show is everybody wants to be there. Everybody loves horror and everybody loves being on the project, and everybody just is creative and has ideas and everybody listens to their ideas, and it's just an amazing thing as opposed to like a union job that everybody's kind of there for way too many hours, and even though they're getting paid, they're like, you know, they don't really want to be doing it. So that's kind of what hooked me, just the love that people had for it.
When you see like a review and they refer to you as like a scream queen, does that make you feel proud?
Totally. Like, I love it. I remember when I did Trauma and then I went to the first convention, there were all these scream queens. I'm like, I want to be a scream queen, you know? Not like, I was like, what the hell? Like, what do you got to do here? You know? And they're all signing autographs and taking pictures, and it's just so much more personal than any other part of the business, you know? Like, they don't have, like, comedy conventions, like, for romantic comedies or something.
Right.
It's only horror conventions. You know what I mean? Like, it's
I
it's
never
just,
thought of that.
Yeah, or in sci-fi.
That's what I thought of, because I'm one of those people that I just really like meeting people and talking to fans, and I don't get weirded out. I get so many emails that are like, I don't want to seem like a crazy stalker. Like, that starts every email. I swear to you, I don't want to sound, why would you be a stalker for emailing me? Like, that's why I have my email on the website. It's fine, right. You know? And, that's just, I love that. I love being able to go out there and talk to people, and I think it's insane when people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, I saw you in, you know, Citizen Toxie. I'm like, really? Like, I can't, you know, it's just, I just love it, because it was a small part, and it was so long ago, and, you know, I'll go to these conventions, and people will bring the DVD covers for me to sign of that movie, and I'm like, wow, you know, I mean, I love it. I just love the convention scene.
Would that be like, anything, has anyone ever asked you to sign something like, strange, bizarre, one of the conventions?
Has anybody ever asked me to sign something strange? Nothing too... Like for sure, but nothing like too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Yeah. Mostly pictures. I had lots of pictures, so, you know. I guess I saved myself with the...
Do you prefer playing the Scream Queen or playing the villain?
Oh, definitely the villain.
That's funner?
Definitely the villain.
More fun?
Yeah. I like being in control. Like, Delilah, that character in Pink Eye, that was like the only time I ever played a victim, ever, in a film. That was really weird for me. That was a hard role. I like playing, like, the hooker zombies that eat men, and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Well, that would be in the movie Eat Your Heart Out.
Correct, yes. Eat Your Heart Out. That was fun.
Can you get that one on DVD?
That also, we're in the same boat. We have distributors in talks. And if, again, check my website, pop me an email, and I'll see what I can do.
You think they need to have some more like iconic female horror movie killers? Because most of like the big ones are all men.
That's true. You know, I mean, I think in horror films, and I think it's changing a little bit, but I think most of the time the women are the victims. But you have, you know, I mean, strange things happen at sundown. Well, I'm sorry, what was that?
No, there's a few around, you know.
There's a few, yeah. I think it's going to be more popular because, let's face it, like, I think men like women that are in control, you know? So I think we'll start seeing it more as time goes on. At least my company is looking for those.
I believe that website's theworkstudio.com.
No, I have lots of companies. I kind of do a lot of stuff. The Network Studio is an acting studio that I own here in LA and New York. I have one. And I have 7 dogs that are probably going to start barking at any moment, so I pre-apologize.
Yeah. The first time I called you, a couple months ago when we originally got you on, the dogs were going insane. I'm really proud of them right now because they're all being super calm, and I'm like looking at them all like, what's going on? Because usually as soon as I pick up the phone, they're all like barking. I believe in some of our earlier shows you can hear my dog barking in the background.
Oh, see, dogs are a good thing. I always say, like, when people get freaked out by dogs barking, I'm like, they're dogs. That's all they got, you know? They bark, growl, and bite.
That's what they do. Yep.
That's what they do. So, and with 7 of them, it's usually not this quiet.
Wow.
I think there's a couple of questions from the board, John.
Yeah, actually, Trevor, he wants to know, do you understand the appeal about having a woman covered in blood? Why do men think that's sexy?
You know, I think women wet and half naked is sexy regardless if it's blood, water, oil, mud, you know? I mean...
Yeah. Blueberry cobbler coffee.
Blueberry coffee. Whatever it is. And it's funny because those... I don't know if he's referring to the pictures on my website where I'm covered in blood, but when I went to get those shots taken, the photographer, it was for a Maxim shoot, and the photographer's a Maxim photographer, and he's like, well, if there's anything that you want to do during the shoot, just, bring extra clothes. So I'm like, okay. I bring, like, a huge bottle of fake blood and a pair of white underwear. That was it, And I get there, and we get to the end, and he's like, all right, well, is there anything that you want to do? And I'm like, do you mind if I, like, pour blood on the floor and just roll around in it? And he looked at me like I had 3 heads. He was like, what's wrong with this chick? And he's like, really? And I'm like, well, it's fake blood, yeah. And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever you want. And it was hysterical. I'm like in this guy's studio, and he shoots like Maxim models, so it's like, very like foo-foo-fee kind of stuff. Like usually women have like feathers all over them, not blood. And I pour blood on his floor, and I roll around in it, and we got those pictures, and to this day he's like, that's one of the most amazing, sexiest shoots that I ever did. And he's like, I don't know why, it's so weird and disturbing, But and then, of course, he didn't have a shower, which I didn't ask beforehand, so I had, like, sticky Caro syrup all over me, which was great. But, yeah, I mean, I think just wet women, half naked, it's hot, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Sort of sells me on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope Trevor is referring to the pictures of you on your website, not, like, just something he has down in his basement or something.
Right. Something that he's been imagining, and, But, I mean, I just think, and it's also, like, that, oh, my dog.
There goes one, yeah.
Yeah, it's also that weird, like, sort of thing that you shouldn't like, So, that always...
Yeah, I understand, yeah. Well, what current projects are you working on that we'll be able to see in the near future?
I have a lot of stuff coming out in 2008. There's a show on the Starz Network. It's one of their first scripted series called Hollywood Residential. And it actually started airing on the 23rd. And my episode is one of the last episodes. I play a porn star named Scarlett Johansson. Yes. Which is hysterical. And I think my episode airs March 3rd, maybe? I shot a Val Kilmer movie called Columbus Day, which is a psychological thriller. I shot another thriller called Hotel California with Tyson Beckford. That's coming out in 2008. I shot another thriller called Gods of Circumstance. That's coming out in 2009, I think. Movies take so long. And then The Scream. I mean, hopefully that'll be out in the next couple months, and it's been taking up most of my time for the past month or so. I've been working on that, and I will definitely be updating that on my website and on thescreamshow.com, so...
Excellent. We'll put all those links up on the website.
Awesome.
Yeah. I want to thank you for coming on tonight. Anything you want to tell everybody out there? We'll let you go.
Just email me through the site. Check out my website. Again, I really, really actually love talking to fans. People always give me these weird emails, but please feel free. And that's basically it. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
It's been months in the making.
Exactly, I know, right?
Can you keep there for a second?
Sure.
Okay, greetings from Camp Crystal Lake. This is Warrington Gillette, the original Jason Voorhees, wishing you, yes, a happy Friday 13th on withoutyourhead.com.